Hello again, everybody. Alex here. I'm vlogging today about another topic about physical and mental health and the link between those. So, I'm going to be talking about sleep today. So, sleep is really, really important for good mental health, but it's often one of the things that goes out the window when our mental health is not great, right? So stress goes up, sleep goes down, we start to worry more, that keeps us up at night, or we start to have really sort of disrupted sleep. We know with depression and anxiety, that sleep disturbances are a key symptom, right? They're super common, and it's that sort of snowball effect of I'm stressed, so I can't sleep, and then I can't sleep because I'm stressed, and we go round and round and round. Okay, so um, getting a good night's sleep is sometimes easier said than done, but there's a few little tips I'm going to share with you that you can try and help that along if this is a problem for you. So first of all, understanding how much sleep do we actually need. So younger people, so teenagers, actually need more sleep than adults, right? So adults, a good 8 hours a night is a pretty good marker. Some people need less than that, some people a little bit more, but average 8 hours. So for young people, though, teenagers and some young adults, the recommendations are actually 9 to 10 hours of sleep a night, which is a lot. And it's really tricky because young people have school, they have to get up early, but they don't tend to want to go to sleep very early. And there's a lot of research around, differences in circadian rhythms and things like that, reasons why teenagers don't feel tired at night like adults do, and they want to go to bed later. So the whole school routine can be problematic. I know there's some schools who have successfully changed start times for teenagers to make them later, and with some success, but I know most schools, you still have to get up early, right? So, what can we do? So, there's two main types of sleep complaints people tend to tell me about. So, it's either trouble falling asleep, so they go to bed and they're just lying there for hours, not able to sleep, or they're waking up a lot during the night and they can't get back to sleep. It's pretty normal to wake up during the night, a little bit, maybe roll over. But if you're waking up and you can't get back to sleep, then that's obviously going to take its toll on you. So the first problem, if your problem is getting to sleep, then there's lots of recommendations around having a really good bedtime routine. So having at least an hour of winding down time before bed. Some people can go to bed and just fall straight asleep, but a lot of people can't do that. So don't expect your body to just fall asleep as soon as you lie down. Okay, give it a good hour. So if you want to be asleep by 10:30, then you start your routine at 9:30. And during that routine, we really say avoid computers and phones. There's that whole problem with the blue backlit screens. But also it's just super stimulating. You're on social media, you're doing things, and it's just going to keep you up. So in the hour of winding down, we want to be giving our body cues that we're getting ready for sleep. Okay, so we want to try and do the same things every night in our wind down routine. If your sleep's really problematic, try and do this same routine for a few weeks, including weekends, as best you can, okay? Because the more that we repeat the routine, the more our brain and our body starts to know, oh, okay, this is time for winding down. So, think about how we help little babies learn how to sleep, right? So what we would do, we would, maybe it would be dinner, then it might be a bath, then it might be story time, lullaby, nightlight, all these sorts of things. So we follow a routine, and it teaches them how to understand sleep cues and go to sleep. So we want to do that for ourselves as adults if our sleep has gotten to be a problem. So good things to think about, obviously a warm bath or shower, avoiding caffeine. So you probably, if you're having trouble sleeping, you probably want to avoid caffeine from midday onwards. I know sometimes that's not what people want to do, but, caffeine can be a real problem for sleep and anxiety, actually. So if anxiety is going on for you, you might just want to back off your caffeine for a while. Other things like meditation, mindfulness, relaxation type exercises before bed are great. Music, TV, officially the guidelines say avoid TV, but I know lots of people that TV really helps them to drift off to sleep. It probably depends on the content, right? So something that's not super stimulating for your brain. Make sure that your sleep environment is comfortable. So it's a good temperature, it's not too bright, it's not too noisy, it's comfy. Make your room and where you sleep and your bed as comfortable as you can. right? Some people take melatonin to help them get to sleep. It's something that doctors will often recommend if people are having trouble falling asleep. You can get that from your pharmacy. It can be very, very helpful. People use it also if they are suffering from jet lag and things like that. So you can consider that or talk to your doctor about that if you want more info. Of course, if your sleep is really, really bad, then you might talk to your doctor about other things. But, we want to stay away from sedatives because they're treating the symptom, but they're not treating the underlying problem, and they're super addictive. So you don't really want another problem on top of the lack of sleep. But if you've not been sleeping for 3 or 4 nights, then you probably need to do something pretty drastic about that, because otherwise mental health starts to really spiral at that point. So go and talk to your doctor if you're at that level. If your problem is waking up during the night and not being able to get back to sleep, I'd encourage you to consider, what it is that is keeping you awake. And in fact, if your trouble is falling asleep, that's valuable to do as well. What is going on that's keeping you awake? Are you genuinely not tired, or is your brain working overtime, right? So sometimes what's keeping us up is the worry, is the thoughts, is the rumination. So, some people do things like they might keep a little notepad next to their bed, and if they wake up and they have something that they want to remember in the morning or something they're thinking about, they jot it down, kind of get it out of their head so they don't have to think about it right then and there. And that works for them. For other people, the worry, is really problematic and is a sign of underlying anxiety or depression or things like that. What you want to do is, if you are awake and really you have been sort of tossing and turning for like more than about, half an hour, 45 minutes, don't just stay there tossing and turning for the rest of the night and clock watching. All right, that's guaranteed is going to keep you up. So actually, we recommend you get up and you do something non-stimulating for, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, just to help kind of switch your brain out of that, oh my God, I can't sleep. Oh my God, I can't sleep. That sort of preoccupation. Go and do something else non-stimulating. Don't jump on your phone. Don't jump on the computer. That will definitely wake you up. But you might switch on your light and read for a while. Or maybe you'll, listen to, a podcast or a meditation exercise, or, do some light cleaning, or reorganize your cupboard, or it doesn't really matter what it is as long as it's not super stimulating. And then after about half an hour, 45 minutes, go back to bed, turn everything off, and try again. All right, so sometimes that can work. You might have to repeat that, particularly if your sleep is really disrupted. You might have to repeat that a bunch of times before your body sort of cottons on of like, oh, all right, so yeah, we're going back to sleep. So consistency is key. But really trying to have these good routines and having some really good go-to things that you can do if you can't sleep, so that you don't have to lie there tossing and turning. I really like to recommend to my clients mindfulness practices, guided mindfulness, exercises that you can download on your phone, apps, mindfulness podcasts or recordings, because, worst case scenario, if you can't get back to sleep, then you're doing something really helpful for your brain, right? And, giving it access to, that really nice triggering of the parasympathetic nervous system that comes with mindfulness practice. And best case scenario, you drift back off to sleep, right? So I sort of see it as like win-win. So do that. There's lots of good apps around. Smiling Mind is one that I often recommend to people. And I know that a lot of, particularly my young clients, really like that one. It's totally free, and there's a range of different practices. I think they even have specific ones for sleep. I know that the mindfulness app Calm also has like bedtime stories for older people, and some people like to listen to that. It helps them get to sleep, or at least helps them to feel kind of calm. So try those things. If you're still having problems, then talk to your doctor. But give it a good consistent go for a few weeks, and I hope that you get some really nice rest and sleep. All right, see you later.